So in the previous episode, I potentially made a fool of myself by saying that we could make the playoffs this season. So why the hell not see if we have a chance by going up against, of all teams, the Golden State Warriors in the first game of the season. Is this going to go well? This could end up being a disaster, I don't know. But you could view this as a pretty good test. You know what I mean? Now, I could have gone through game plans and all that, but I feel like I did that pretty much in the previous episode in terms of some of the strategies we can go with this season. One of the strategies is definitely not to shoot step-back three-pointers with Patrick Beverley, but when the Warriors' defense really wants to, they can stop you from doing what you want. Kevin Durant being Kevin Durant. We took a decent jump in the first quarter. We scored 10 points. I don't know who scored them. Devin Booker surely didn't, as he has 0 points up on the top right corner. TJ Warren's open in the corner, which is not the best open three-point shooter that we can have. TJ is still kind of an awkward fit. I wonder when I'll eventually trade him because he's not a 3-and-D player, because that's apparently the only type of guys I like. Oh, look at that, Steph Curry, making a three. Now we gotta call timeout. We're already down 8 points. We have to make a comeback right now. TJ definitely has isolation abilities, not that he's the one shooting this, that's Devin Booker. That doesn't go in. Kevin Durant's coming down. We see Steph Curry open on the right corner because no one wants to pick him up. The basketball gods shined on us on that one. I feel like when Curry shoots an open three, even the rim prepares for the ball to enter it. That was a horrible joke. Maybe the worst joke I've made so far. But there you go, he gets it on that one, because Steph Curry ain't missing 2 in a row. We're down 10. Kevin Durant's hot. I think they've missed like twice the entire quarter. He makes that one in. And then you know what I say to myself? I'm like, you know what? I can feel where this is going. We're down 19 after 1. We're out of here, okay? We're not making the playoffs. We could still make it, but it's going to be a tough challenge, as I use redundant English. But luckily, in the second game of the season, we have the Sacramento Kings, a bit of a drop-off. Reggie Evans can barely stay awake on the sidelines. I think he's their head coach, which means they're going to just go for rebounds and, well, that's it. They're just going to go for rebounds. Buddy Hield nearly crashed into the front row with that one. Devin Booker, oof, right up to Bam. I like that. Bam Adebayo, the new starting 5. Getting up there. He can be one of those type of centers, you know. The Clint Capella types on offense. I think he has more potential than Capella does on defense, though, as Bam has some real on-ball defense potential. Much better than my on-ball defense there. What the hell was that? Why did I just jump with Michael Porter Jr. out of nowhere? I get too antsy on defense sometimes, man. I think the CPU is going to do something. They don't do something. Luckily, the CPU of Dwight Howard didn't do anything on Bam's second oop. Is there anything more Sacramento Kings than Dwight Howard being on there? I don't think so. Also, I know they got the offensive board that time. Shout out to Reggie Evans. But Bam did a pretty good job of switching on to the perimeter player, so that was cool. No real coverage of Bender. When he plays the center spot and he's going up against someone like a Willie Cauley-Stein, can be a matchup problem for a lot of teams, you know. Darius Miller found his way onto the Kings, but they wanted to show George Hill instead. I think it's because he got the assist there. Darius Miller's a pretty okay player, underrated for the Pelicans, at least offensively. Defensively, who knows. Dougie Fresh can't make it. Willie Cauley-Stein just ate his freaking Wheaties this morning, as the dude wants to get every rebound. The Kings have been shooting way worse than us, but they've also got a million offensive rebounds. Oh, and look at this. Our new point guard, Emmanuel Quickley, in the game. Quickly getting himself to the free throw line. Probably my second worst joke. Number one is still that the ball entering the rim. It wasn't even a joke. It was just a weird saying. I could have edited it, but I'm not going to. We're up 1 after 1. Bam's towel perfectly adjusted on his shoulders, because 2K just loves the towel look. Quickly has some real burst to the basket. And if he's going to be able to do that, then good things are going to happen. Defenses are going to collapse on him, shooters are going to be open, and basketball 101. Pete Maravich would be proud. This shot was not a good shot. I thought I had more space than I actually did. We have whoever this guy is with the ball for the Sacktown Kings. And Darius Miller is feeling himself and then some. A couple really bad three-pointers. If my dad was watching this, he'd be losing his mind, because the moment an NBA player shoots a three-pointer and it doesn't go in, he just freaks out and wishes that it was the 1960s again. Anyway, we're down 2. I did a pretty decent job, I think, of managing Devin Booker and Michael Porter Jr.'s stamina throughout this game. This is a horrible possession. That was like super awkward. Now we have this weird pick and roll happening from like right at the basket, but eventually Quickly is open, and that's good. His three-pointer may not be amazing, but it's good enough if you leave him wide open, which is what the Kings are doing. That's going to be the interesting thing, because if he can provide that spacing, then we definitely have something with him at point guard. But if we're just going to give up threes back on the other end, then does it really matter? I mean, does anything really matter when you think about it? If we can just get super dark in the middle of this video. D. Howard was not ready for Devin Booker going to the rim there. 5 for 9, 4 assists. We mentioned in the previous video how his defense has improved. I think his playmaking has crept up to being pretty okay as well. So if he can be a good defender and a good playmaker on top of his scoring, then becoming a pretty well-rounded guy. Shout out to George Hill, who somehow is on the Kings again. Who really knows? We're down 3 at the half, which, I don't know, if you're losing to the Kings at any moment and you want to make the playoffs, might not be a good look for you. I don't know. I can see De'Aaron Fox trying to get open. Not a bad contest, could have been better. How long are we into Fox's career now? This is his 3rd season, I believe. I mean, at that point, like, he could grow into a pretty okay three-point shooter, Speaking of three balls, that's how you get back in the game. See, if this was like 2K11, I probably wouldn't come back because I wouldn't shoot threes. There was a time in my 2K life where, especially when I would be playing other people, I would never shoot three-pointers because I'd just be like, well, twos are always going to go in, and now I'm just a three-point happy something. I don't know. I couldn't think of a word, but you know what I mean. Or you don't. We'll get through this together. De'Aaron Fox step back. That'd be interesting to see if he could really develop a jumper off the dribble. Because I don't know if he's going to have the three-point shot, but if he can have the pull-up mid-range, that'd be huge. They're not defending Bender at all, man. If you're not going to defend him and you're just going to give us easy threes, then we're not going to lose this game. Or I could tell the CPU to switch. I'd have to go over to the Kings settings, but, I didn't feel like doing that. Also, because it's the Kings, there's a chance that they really would play that bad a defense. Notice how the Warriors were not playing bad defense. Well, then again, you barely saw us on offense against the Warriors. Bender has finally found someone he can back down. Unfortunately, the moment is ruined because they double-teamed him. This play has gone pretty much nowhere. Quickly just has to create something out of nothing. That's pretty good, man. He's got some offensive chops to him. Hitting the outside jumper, getting to the rim. But now he's got to buy us another basket out of nowhere. Figured, why not just go one-on-one and, oof. Did we draft a star with this one? Emmanuel frickin' Quickly. I removed the undershirt, and I think it unlocked some superpowers for him. That doesn't make any sense, but that's cool. Dude's going off, and he was our best point guard in this game. I know Brandon Knight was pretty okay on offense, and I think Patrick Beverley was still good at what he does, but, Quickly was bailing us out. The defense dared him to shoot a three. He made that one. Darius Miller once again. So now, down the stretch, I'm just like, we're going to roll with Quickly at point guard. You'll notice Brandon Knight's at the two-guard spot. He actually might be a more natural shooting guard than point guard, and, having two small guards in there can sometimes not be the best thing defensively. But, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't be a long-term thing for us. My goodness, once again. Emmanuel Quickly is already like the third best player on this team. And maybe fourth best. I think Bam might be our third best player quietly. with Devin Booker, of course, being number one. A good shot that just simply did not go in. Is Michael Porter Jr. back in yet? No, he isn't. I was giving him maybe longer of a rest than I normally would. But, yeah. One thing I did in this one was... Well, actually, first, I didn't shoot that three with Booker for reasons that I don't really know. Eventually, I just say screw it and hoist it up anyway as it drops in. The power of the three-point shot, man. We were down, I don't know, 6 or something, and now we're up 8. Part of that's just we're just playing the Kings, but, I mean, if you're just trading 2 for 3 all the time, then there you go. Especially when they're not going to defend guys like Bender on pick and pops. I was going to say something earlier before I interrupted myself, and now I don't remember what it was, so let's just watch me try to improvise. I wanted to score with quickly because I just wanted to, but then I decided to go with the boring practical route, which is take advantage of the CPU's really bad defense. An 11-point game, that's bad math, it's a 9-point game. Whenever one team is in like the 90s and another is in the 80s, or something like that, and in basketball, it always looks like the team's down 1,000,000 points. Like a team could be down 12 points, but it'll be like 39 to 51, and it'll look like it's 1,000,000 points, which is apparently what I feel like talking about. I could talk about quickly once again, just being great for us. Did we make like every shot in this game? Did I put a single one of our misses in the video? That's actually one of my pet peeves when YouTubers don't do that, so maybe I did that, maybe I became what I hate. Let's be honest, that happened a few years ago. Buddy Hield, can't make that one in. Dwight Howard on the offensive rebounds. I'm sure Reggie Evans loves that, because there was nothing else that Reggie Evans did in the NBA besides grab offensive rebounds and annoy Blake Griffin a lot. The Kings are lingering in this one. Double screen for Michael Porter Jr. I think that one's about going to do it. I think the takeaways from this game, well, the takeaway from the first one is that we're not as good as the Warriors, which I guess we didn't really need a reminder on that one. But then the takeaway from this one, number one, Emmanuel Quickley seems pretty good. Seems like he can get separation off defenders, and he can make at least wide open three-pointers. And then besides that, when you have a top two in Devin Booker and Michael Porter Jr., good things can happen. The Kings grabbed 1,000,000 rebounds in this one. A good game. Now, this is step 1 of step 80 to make the playoffs.